Imagine a river so hot that anything entering its waters is instantly cooked alive. Hidden deep in the Amazon, this mysterious river stretches for miles, reaching nearly boiling temperatures, despite being hundreds of miles from the nearest volcano. For generations, it was dismissed as a myth, until a brave scientist proved it was real. And that's just the beginning. Now picture this: beneath the Pacific Ocean lies an entire hidden continent, nearly twice the size of India, waiting to be revealed. These are just two examples of the mind-blowing geography facts you're about to discover. From unbelievable natural wonders to recent discoveries most people have never even heard of, this list will completely transform the way you see our planet. Stick around, because what you're about to learn will surprise even the smartest of your friends. Let's dive in. Fact 1: the immortal jellyfish. This creature can revert its cells back to their earliest form and start life anew, essentially cheating death. Scientists are studying it for clues about aging. Fact 2: the forest that breathes. The Amazon rainforest produces about 20% of the world's oxygen. At night, it even creates weather systems by releasing water vapor that forms clouds and rain. Fact 3: a lake that explodes. In Cameroon, Lake Nyos once released a deadly cloud of carbon dioxide that suffocated thousands of people and animals in 1986. It's one of the rare exploding lakes on Earth. Fact 4: stones that walk. In California's Death Valley, heavy rocks mysteriously move across the desert floor, leaving long tracks behind them. Scientists discovered thin ice sheets and wind pushed them. Fact 5: lightning that never ends. Over Venezuela's Lake Maracaibo, lightning strikes almost every night, up to 280 times an hour. This phenomenon is called everlasting lightning. Fact 6: a cave of crystals. In Mexico, the Cave of Crystals holds the largest crystals on Earth, some over 30 feet long. Entering is dangerous, as temperatures soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit with extreme humidity. Fact 7: trees that talk underground. Forests are connected by underground fungal networks called the Wood Wide Web. Trees use it to share nutrients and send warnings to each other. Fact 8: an endless storm. On Jupiter, a storm larger than Earth itself has been raging for at least 350 years. Known as the Great Red Spot, it's shrinking but still enormous. Fact 9: flowers that eat meat. Carnivorous plants like the Venus flytrap snapshot on unsuspecting insects. They digest their prey to survive in poor soil. Fact 10: mountains that glow. In Indonesia, Mount Ijen's volcano spews blue flames at night. The glow comes from burning sulfur gases, not lava. Fact 11: the city where people sleep standing. In Japan, workers often nap on trains, even standing up. It's called inamuri, and it's seen as a sign of dedication, not laziness. Fact 12: the coldest place in the universe. On Earth, scientists created a lab colder than outer space itself, reaching near absolute zero. Atoms almost stop moving there. Fact 13: a lake of lava. Mount Nyiragongo in Congo holds one of the world's largest lava lakes. Its molten waves glow red-hot, lighting up the night sky. Fact 14: the mountain that grows. Mount Everest rises about 4 millimeters every year as tectonic plates push against each other. Fact 15: blood falls. In Antarctica, a crimson waterfall pours from Taylor Glacier. The red color comes from iron-rich water reacting with oxygen. Fact 16: the underwater river. Deep beneath the ocean, some currents flow like rivers with their own banks and waterfalls. One example is under the Black Sea, larger than the Amazon River. Fact 17: frozen bubbles. In Canada's Lake Abraham, methane gas trapped under ice creates frozen bubbles. If lit, they can ignite into flames. Fact 18: the desert that blooms. Chile's Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, suddenly bursts into color with thousands of flowers after rare rainfalls. Fact 19: glass desert. Libya's desert hides fields of natural green glass, formed when a meteor strike melted sand into pure glass thousands of years ago. Fact 20. Endless daylight. In some Arctic regions, the sun never sets for months during summer. People live under constant daylight before months of darkness return. Fact 21. A city with no sun. Rjukan, a Norwegian town surrounded by mountains, spends 6 months each year in shadow with no direct sunlight. In 2013, giant mirrors were installed on the mountainside to reflect sunlight into the town square, finally bringing daylight to its people after a century of gloom. Fact 22. Africa's moving desert. The Sahara expands southward by nearly half a mile every year. This creeping desertification threatens farmlands and communities, transforming fertile soil into barren sand. Scientists warn that climate change accelerates this unstoppable spread. Fact 23. Rivers that disappear. Some rivers vanish underground for miles before resurfacing. One of the most famous is Puerto Princesa Underground River in the Philippines, which flows directly into the sea through a cave system. Explorers can sail deep inside, where bats and unique rock formations fill the darkness. Fact 24. The upside-down waterfall. In places like Hawaii and Iceland, strong winds are powerful enough to blow waterfalls upward instead of down. Water is pushed back over the cliff edge, creating the illusion that it defies gravity. Fact 25. The boiling lake. Dominica's boiling lake is the second largest hot spring on Earth. It bubbles at nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit, its surface constantly steaming from volcanic gases below. Adventurers can hike to see it, but the fumes can be deadly. Fact 26. Mountains of fire and ice. Iceland sits on the mid-Atlantic ridge, where two tectonic plates meet. It's one of the only places where you can see glaciers and active volcanoes side by side. When volcanic eruptions occur under glaciers, massive floods of melted ice sweep across the land. Fact 27. The disappearing sea. The Aral Sea, once the fourth largest lake in the world, has shrunk by 90% since the 1960s due to irrigation projects. Entire fishing towns were abandoned, leaving ships stranded in deserts where water once stretched for miles. Fact 28. Mountain of magnetism. India's magnetic hill near Leh creates an optical illusion where cars appear to roll uphill on their own. In reality, the layout of the road tricks the eye, making a downhill slope look like an upward climb. Fact 29. The ocean's deepest secret. The Mariana Trench plunges nearly 36,000 feet, so deep that if Mount Everest were dropped inside, its peak would still be submerged by over a mile of water. Only a handful of people have ever reached its bottom. Fact 30. Eternal flames. In Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert lies the door to hell, a gas crater burning since 1971. Originally lit by Soviet engineers trying to prevent toxic gas leaks, it has blazed non-stop for more than 50 years. Fact 31. The Pink Lake. Lake Hillier in Australia is naturally bubblegum pink. Scientists believe its unusual color comes from algae and bacteria thriving in its salty waters. Despite its odd appearance, it's completely safe to swim in. Fact 32. The river that bleeds. Argentina's Rio Colorado is nicknamed the Red River because of its striking crimson hue caused by sediment from the Andes. From the air, it looks like blood carving through the earth. Fact 33. The tallest waterfall. Angel Falls in Venezuela plunges 3,212 feet from the top of a flat-topped mountain. The water is so high that it turns into mist before reaching the jungle below. It was named after pilot Jimmy Angel, who first flew over it. Fact 34. The coldest inhabited place. Oymyakon in Siberia reaches temperatures as low as -89.9 Fahrenheit. Yet, hundreds of people live there, enduring frozen eyelashes, diesel fuel that solidifies, and food that must be kept outside in blocks of ice. Fact 35. Sand that sings. Some deserts have singing dunes that produce deep humming sounds when sand grains slide against each other. The sound can be so loud it resembles a distant engine or thunder. Fact 36. A desert covered in flowers. Every few years, Chile's Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, suddenly bursts into color after rare rainfall, blooming with thousands of vibrant flowers across the barren land. Fact 37. A river with 5 colors. Colombia's Cano Cristales is called the liquid rainbow. Between July and November, unique aquatic plants turn the river shades of red, green, yellow, blue, and black, making it look like a flowing rainbow. Fact 38. The Endless Cave. Mammoth Cave in Kentucky is the world's longest cave system, stretching over 400 miles of discovered passageways. New tunnels are still being mapped, making it practically endless. Fact 39. The Frozen Waves. In Antarctica, massive blue ice waves form when old, compressed ice pushes upward. The dense ice absorbs red light, leaving only dazzling blue shades, creating surreal frozen sculptures. Fact 40. The place where 2 oceans meet. At Cape Agulhas, the southern tip of Africa, the Atlantic and Indian Oceans collide. The difference in temperature and currents creates a visible line where the waters meet. Fact 41. The hottest place on Earth. Iran's Lut Desert holds the record for the highest surface temperature ever recorded, 159.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing can survive there for long, earning it the nickname the Land of No Return. Fact 42. Mountains growing from salt. Iran's salt domes rise like mountains when buried salt pushes upward through layers of rock. These strange, white-capped peaks shine brilliantly under the sun. Fact 43. The driest place on Earth. The Atacama Desert in Chile is so dry that some weather stations have never recorded rainfall. NASA uses it to test equipment for Mars missions. Fact 44. The Moving Stones. In California's Death Valley, rocks weighing hundreds of pounds mysteriously slide across the desert floor, leaving long tracks. Scientists discovered that thin sheets of ice and wind make them move. Fact 45. Earth's largest waterfall, underwater. The Denmark Strait between Greenland and Iceland hides the world's largest waterfall. Cold water from the Arctic plunges beneath warmer water from the Atlantic, dropping nearly 11,500 feet, 3 times taller than Angel Falls. Fact 46. An island of stone heads. Easter Island, one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth, is home to nearly 1,000 giant stone statues called moai. They were carved centuries ago by the Rapa Nui people, and many are buried with only their heads showing. Fact 47. The highest capital city. La Paz, Bolivia, sits 11,942 feet above sea level, making it the world's highest capital city. Its thin air challenges visitors, but locals thrive in the extreme altitude. Fact 48. The island that moves. Every year, Iceland drifts about 2 centimeters farther from Europe and closer to North America because it sits on the mid-Atlantic ridge where tectonic plates pull apart. Fact 49. Earth's largest living structure. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia stretches over 1,400 miles, so vast it can be seen from space. It's home to thousands of species and is considered the largest living thing on Earth. Fact 50. A lake of fire and lightning. Lake Kivu, on the border of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, holds 55 billion cubic meters of dissolved methane gas. If it were ever released suddenly, it could cause explosions and deadly waves. Lightning strikes over the lake make the danger even more terrifying. And that wraps up 50 incredible geography facts that remind us how mysterious and extraordinary our planet really is. From scorching rivers hidden in the jungle to entire continents concealed beneath the sea, Earth never stops surprising us. Which of these facts amazed you the most? Maybe it was the boiling river, the forgotten continent of Zealandia, or the idea that Russia dwarfs an entire planet. No matter which one stood out, one thing is certain: our world is far more fascinating than we could ever imagine.